but for a German, it's a lot. Like, they are so minimalist. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Margaret here. So I am a Nigerian mom resident in Germany, and I just bring you good stuff from Germany. Like, I'm documenting our stay here and giving you guys all of that information that you might need about moving to Germany, or information you need just to know more about life in Germany, especially for people of African descent. So sit back, relax, and let's get into this video. You already know what the title is. I'm going to tell you how German has changed me 5 ways. Number 1. Okay, I'm going to talk briefly about recycling. Before I moved to Germany, guys, I just put my trash in one place. Compost, paper, plastic, whatever, and I was raised that way. At that point our recycling game was just not it. But since I moved to Germany, guys, like, I can't even do otherwise. I can't do otherwise. And I must tell you the truth, when I came, it wasn't easy. I was doing the normal way until I started getting those prompts from the house management, like, you need to do it better. I got pamphlets and I read, and now I am fully into the system. If you guys know Germany for anything, Germany is known for their recycling game is tip top. So now I have different bins in my house, one for paper, one for plastic, and then the compost bin where all of the food particles or remnants from food goes, and maybe biodegradable stuff go in there. So that's basically it. And now I do that, and I tell you, in Germany you're not even expected to like put food remnants into a plastic bag or paper bag, whatever it is, even if it's biodegradable paper bags, because I understand that there's something like that. You are expected to just put it in like a bowl or a small container. I have one of those. I just put them under my sink and I put in everything, remnant food particles, into that small bucket. And when it's time to take it out, we take it out, and then there's a place where it goes directly into. So, and here in Germany, you're not expected to take out your waste yourself. Like, you don't need to take them to the recycling plant, because I saw a video from one YouTuber who lives in the UK, and she's someone that I know, and she drove her waste to the recycling plant. I was like, really? You don't have to do that here. Like, even if you're mobile or anything, like, there's central pickup points where they come to take them. So this video is not about recycling. I'll make a special video for that. I'm just telling you 5 things that I do right now, and I am proud that I recycle my things. I do them properly, and yes, I have been beaten by the recycling bug, and I love it. Number 2 thing is minimalism and fashion. So if you know me, like people who knew me from Nigeria before I moved here, I'm not a fashionable person, but of course I'm African, so I go with the flow sometimes. But since I've been here, guys, I keep it simple. I don't bug myself. I don't bother myself. Like, I go for events and I see people, they have, like, because they're not mobile, they have flat shoes, and then they have their heels in their bags, and they do all of that just so that they can be oh, guys, Germany, I don't see people wearing heels and even people who are mobile. Do you understand? It has to be like a special event, like a wedding and all of that. And sometimes I just want to be comfortable. I try to still dress, nice and neat, but I always like to go smart casual. Just be smart and in a casual way, you understand? Not with the heels and all of that. I don't even feel comfortable. So Germany has embraced me nicely, so I just relax in her embrace, because this is my kind of person, and so I just enjoy it here. Be minimalist. I don't bother myself go out try to get everything into your house, because you have the money for it. Decorate here, simple is beautiful here. I see it a lot among Germans. Simple is beautiful, and I go with the flow. The number three thing on my list that I want to talk about is daily grocery shopping. Guys, when I was in Nigeria, I used to shop every month, once in a month. Like, shopping is not even something that I like to do. So once a month I buy like, and even the major things, like rice. In Nigeria, you can get a bag of rice that is 50 kg. So if I buy a bag of rice that's 50 kg, it might last me a month, 12 months, 10 months, and we store it. That's the normal way for me. I don't know how some other people shop. And then every month I go to get like the provisions, beverages, and all of those good stuff. I go monthly to buy them. But here in Germany, I try to do like 2 weeks, but I still find myself going to the store every other day. I tell you, it's like daily. You understand? Now my kids are older. Sometimes I can just say, could you run down and get me this and get me that? Otherwise, I did them myself. And sometimes when you go shopping and you have a whole lot of stuff, like Germans, you can see the frustration on their face because a lot of times you see them, somebody comes to the shop and picks three pieces of potatoes and maybe one kiwi or one mango. Sometimes I wonder, how do you shop? Okay, it's understandable that I'm a family person, but I think even if I lived by myself, I cannot shop like that. Yes, I know of a friend who is married to a German, and he says anytime he cooks, he's a man. Anytime he cooks, his wife is like, "What did you cook this food for?" And he says that food he cooked is like maybe for 4 or 5 people, but for a German, it's a lot. Like they are so minimalist. They everything for them is so, I don't know. I see them a lot. Like they go to the store and they carry just little things. I struggle anytime I go to the store. I tell you, sometimes I want to buy a lot of things, but I cannot carry them at once. So I just say, okay, I'm buying this today and tomorrow I'm out again. This is what I do. And I have to do it like that. Sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes, and also you cannot help it because when you go to the store, the sugar is 1 kg. It's in 1 kg packet. The rice is in 1 kilo packet. So everything is so small. You have to find yourself back to the store again every other day. So that is how German has changed me right now. Number three thing I would like to talk about is taking my shoes off. I used to take my shoes off in Nigeria, but it's not everywhere you go that you take your shoes off. In some homes, you can go in with your shoes depending on the floor finishings. Like some people who have rugs and carpets, you might need to take your shoes off. Some people who have tiles, they can afford to, okay, yeah, you can go in with your shoes and they can clean after. Like in Nigeria, especially if you have shoes that are laced up, nobody expects you to remove them. In Germany, you have to take your shoes off when you go to people's house, or you have to ask them, is it okay if I come in? Because I see that a lot. Like when my children have birthdays and their friends are dropped over our place, the parents come to pick it, like, can I come in with my shoes? Or they just want to even stay out because they don't want to take off their shoes, because that's the normal thing to do. Your shoes have to be off, laced up or not. You have to take off your shoes. So now it's become like a part of me. When I go anywhere, I take off my shoes, and I come back home, I take off my shoes. So taking the shoes off, it's now a norm for me. Number five thing on my list is, wait for it, I've become very active now. So if you have, watched any of my videos, okay, I must have said it before that I used to be mobile in Nigeria, and you know what that means. Like whenever I'm running down to the store, I used to drive myself there. Yes, if I'm visiting friends, I used to drive myself there. But here in Germany, like I have also gone to a driving school, so I know what's expected here in Germany. Even if you are you're mobile, you're not expected to go everywhere with your car. Like if you're going short distances, you can walk. If you're going where you don't even need to, aside from that, you need to pay a lot for parking. So the sensible thing is to sometimes drop your car depending on where you are going to. So I've become very active because I'm not mobile here. So if I get off the bus, I may need to walk a couple of distance to wherever I am going to, or to walk back home. So another way that Germany has influenced me is the fact that I've become very handy. I feel like even if I lived any other place in the West, in the US and the UK, any other place outside Nigeria, I would have had to be. And it's not even saying that I was not handy in Nigeria, because due to the kind of work my husband worked while we were in Nigeria, I was mostly by myself and the kids. So I did a lot of handy stuff. Well, most things I could like outsource them and pay for them to be done, because it's also cheap to do them. But here, guys, I build myself. If you have not seen the video where I built my children's bed, you know, I coupled it, go check it out. I did it myself. If you've not seen where I fixed the wallpaper in my children's room, go check it out. So I do a lot of handy stuff. Like right behind me there's a wallpaper in my sitting room, and we fixed that with my husband. So, and the furniture in our sitting room, we fixed it ourselves. So this is what being outside Nigeria does to you, because if you don't fix it yourself, then you have to pay extra for it. So that's another way I've been influenced. So these are the ways that Germany has changed me, guys. If you live in Europe or America or anywhere in the West and you can relate with all of these things I have listed here, feel free to leave me a comment. And if you have a contrary opinion, you live in Germany, you're African here, or you're German, feel free to leave me a comment. Let's continue the conversation at the comment section. So thank you for staying through this video. If you liked this video, if it was educative, entertaining, whatever it was, feel free to rate this video. I need to know how my videos are doing and what you guys think about it, and feel free to constructively criticize the video so that I can do better to serve you better. So I'll see you guys in my next one. Thank you, and it works if you work it. Bye.